Hey, this is Math Minutes Pro. Today we will talk about how to solve and graph an inequality. We'll also take some time to review the inverse operations that apply when solving an inequality. They're the same inverse operations in reference to properties of equality. Even though we're not dealing with an equation, we're dealing with an inequality. In this case, the inverse operations still apply. We're going to focus on the subtraction property and the multiplication property of inequality in this case. So first, let's begin by reviewing the basics. Now, we're solving an equation, we're solving an inequality, and we want to come up with a solution that represents the inequality, and then we're going to graph that inequality. All right? So let's first go ahead and solve the inequality. Here we have y divided by 3, let's say plus 4, and I'm going to say is greater than or equal to 6. So this is an inequality, not an equation. Now, in order to get y by itself, or to isolate y, we need to get rid of the 4 and the 3. So this 3 is also looked at as 1/3 times y, but where in the case we have y divided by 3. So let's go ahead and get rid of the 4. What's the opposite of adding 4? You're right, subtracting. So we're going to use the subtraction property of inequality in this case. So subtracting 4 from both sides of the inequality. All right, we come back down over to the left, bring down y divided by 3. 4 plus negative 4 is 0. That crosses out. Don't forget, this is a common mistake. Some students will forget to bring down the inequality. In this case, it's greater than or equal to. I've seen students write the inequality here and then turn around and write it the equal sign. So be very careful. Now, 6 plus negative 4 or 6 minus 4 leaves us with 2. So y is almost by itself. Now, what's the opposite of dividing y by 3? You're right, multiplication, multiply. So we're going to multiply both sides of this inequality by 3. 3 divided, we're going to cross cancel. 3 divided by 3 is 1. Okay, we're going to bring down the y. And we'll bring down the greater than or equal to. And then we have positive 6. 2 times 3 is 6. Now, this is the solution to the inequality. Y divided by 3 plus 4 is greater than or equal to 6. The solution says y is greater than or equal to 6. Another way to think about it is there's all values of y that are greater than or equal to 6 would be solutions to this inequality. So let's say what's greater than 6? We can say 9. If we substituted 9 for y, you would get 9 divided by 3, which is 3. 3 plus 4 is 7. 7 is greater than 6, so that would make that solution true. So there are several solutions that would make this inequality true, but they have to be all values that are greater than or equal to 6. Now let's prepare to graph the inequality. So let's go over some basics about graphing inequalities on a number line. Now, if you have less than or a greater than, remember you read the inequality on the left side, so that's less than and that's greater than. In your inequality sentence, that's going to be an open circle, okay? If you have a less than or equal to or greater than or equal to, you're going to have a closed circle. So let's prepare to graph this inequality. All right. First thing we're going to do is draw a number line. Always put arrows on the end of your number line. I like to always identify 0. I think that's important. And I could write, 6 hash marks, but I'm just going to write 1 and say that's where the 6 is. Now, looking over here, what type of circle are we going to have in the number line? Is it going to be an open or a closed? Well, we have greater than or equal to. That means we should have a closed circle. So I'm going to give us a closed circle. And we're going to have to close, we'll just color that in to indicate that it's a closed circle. Now, remember, it says all values of y that are greater than or equal to 6. So if the values of y that are greater than 6 are going to the right in this direction. All right. So in that case, I'm going to have the arrow going in this direction. That means all values of y that are greater than 6 would be solutions. So we successfully solved the inequality, and then we successfully graphed the inequality. Thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to check out my Patreon page in my video description below. On my Patreon page, you can get access to exclusive math lessons, study tips, live Q&A, and more. See you next time.